Okay, here's the start of another review for our Unit 1 summative. This is a number line, and we're going to talk about distance. Okay, the distance between 2 points. And that is written, okay, with 2 letters. So A, B, when they're together, they want to know the distance between A and B. The easiest thing to do is to count. Okay, make sure though when you count that your units are in 1. Okay, if they're in 2, make sure you're counting by 2s. Okay, so the distance between A and B, I'm going to count. Okay, you always start at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the distance is 4. Okay, all right, what about CB? Okay, now here you're asking from C to B. And it doesn't matter if you go B, C, or C to B, but it says CB, so let's go ahead and count. So we're going to start at C. Okay, we always start at 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the distance from CB is 10. Alright, let's go DA. Okay, so we start at D, which is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the distance is 18. Okay. Another way to do it is to subtract. Whenever you're finding the distance between 2 numbers, you can subtract the 2 numbers and then take the absolute value of those numbers. So let's go back to AB. All right, we have -9 minus a -5. Okay, take the absolute value of those. -9 minus a -5 is -4. Absolute value of -4 is 4. Okay, and that's what we got when we counted. All right, CB. Okay, so C is at 5. We're going to subtract B, which is at -5. All right, take the absolute value. All right, we get absolute value of 10, which is 10, and that's what I got when I counted. And then DA. If we want to subtract, so I'm going to take the absolute value. D is at 9, and we're going to subtract. A is at -9. Okay, change that. And we get absolute value of 18, which is 18. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're adding or subtracting to find the distance or if you're counting. All right, next one. Is the opposite of a number always positive? So remember, the opposites are always, the opposite of 3 is -3. The opposite of A is -A. The opposite of 7 is -7. The opposite of -4 is a +4. So the answer to this is no. Okay, is the opposite of a number always positive? Because if we have -7, okay, the opposite is 7, okay, which looks like it's a true statement. But what if I had 4? What's the opposite of 4? Okay, that's a -4. So the opposite is not always positive. So if I have a B, the opposite of B is -B. Okay. All right. Sometimes the product of 2 positive numbers is less than either number. What type of numbers is this true? Describe the numbers. Okay, so we're going to do some trial and error. So the product, okay, remember, means to multiply. So product means multiply. So I'm multiplying 2 positive numbers, and their answer must be less than the 2 numbers. Okay, so let's start with a problem. Okay, so 2 positive numbers. Let's take 7 and 2. Both of them are positive. If I multiply them, I get 14. Okay, it wants to know if the product is less. Okay, the answer is less than either one of those, and the answer is no. Okay, so we have to try the numbers. Are the only numbers whole numbers? Let's try a fraction. So let's try 1/2 times 8. Okay, half of 8 is 4. Okay. Now, is 4 less than either one of the numbers? Yes, 4 is less than a half, but it's not less than 8. So we're on the right track, and the fraction helps. So now let's try 2 fractions. Let's take 1/2 times 1/2. That gives me a 4th. Is a 4th less than 1/2? Yes, it is. If you have 1/4 of a pizza, you have less than a half of a pizza. Okay, so this is an example of the product of two positive numbers, okay, is less than either number. All right, so a fourth is less than 1/2 and 1/2. So this only works if you have two fractions. Okay, it didn't work when we only had one fraction. It only works when we have two fractions. All right, what is the difference between an equation and an expression? We talked about an equation a little earlier in the video. Remember, an equation is something that has an equal sign. Okay, anything. All right, anything that has an equal sign is an equation. An expression is something that does not have an equal sign. So 2x plus 7. A squared plus b squared. Okay, our distributive property. Okay, 3 times 3x plus 9. That is expression. These are all expressions, and these up here are equal signs, so they're equations. So an expression does not have an equal sign. Okay, an equation has an equal sign. All right, good luck on the test. I know you guys will do great.